Hi, my name is Sam.
Hi, my name is Leo.
I'm from the US.
I'm from Germany.
And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
For those who don't know much about the immigration process, there's several different visa options you can go with. We went with the K-1 visa. In simplest terms, it's just like the show 90 Day Fiancé. You have 6 months to move to the US once it's approved, and 90 days to get married after you get there.
So in 2023, we began dating while I was still living in Germany and Sam was in the US. We both knew we didn't want to be in a long distance relationship forever. So that's when the conversation came up that we maybe were thinking about getting married one day. We were looking for options how we could end the long distance relationship, and one of those options was the K-1 visa.
Usually the timeline for the K-1 visa is a lot quicker than the other options and whatnot. This year it's been slowing down, and also during the pandemic it's been slowing down. So we've been seeing like the timelines actually speed up recently. So we're really optimistic about when she'll be able to move down to Florida with me and everything.
That was also the main reason why we wanted to apply for the K-1 visa, because we could be together sooner than later, and then later apply for adjustment of status, which means I could apply for the green card once I'm there.
What has been the hard, I know, because it's like really uncertain as to like when we're gonna get approved, and it's hard to plan around jobs and like your job. I don't know if you want to talk about that. Like in particular, you have to, I'll let you, I don't know.
Yeah, that was a struggle for me because I didn't really know when we would get approved. So everything was uncertain, as Sam already said. And also with my job, they need to know in advance when I'm going to leave. So
it's like 3 months.
I was like, that was hard to plan for me, because obviously after the approval, there's some more steps that follow: the interview, the medical. So yeah, very hard to plan. I got in a little bit of trouble at my job for that, because I wanted to be open and transparent about it, but they already planned differently. So yeah, everything was unsure and uncertain if I could stay at my job or if I had to leave early. So
because there's going to be like a huge gap in time between you leaving the job and actually getting the chance to move to the US. So it's like 5 months like with no job, no income.
And also in the beginning, we thought we were getting approved earlier. It was saying like May to July for us at first. We didn't expect the approval to get pushed like back more and more.
I think that's the biggest thing. I know people who might be watching this who are also in the middle of the immigration process. There's so much uncertainty around when you'll be able to move, and having to plan so many things. Like everything changes, like your finances, having to move your finances, your medical records, if you have to quit your job 2 to 3 months in advance like Leo has, trying to plan that just right so that you don't, like, I don't know, it's like hard. You have to plan it just right.
Also moving out of your apartment if you have one, or setting all your furniture, or organizing the whole move.
Without knowing a specific date, but still having to do it in advance and tell the people who are kind of in one way or another connected to your journey, like, hey, I may or may not be leaving around this time.
While also being in a long distance relationship, obviously. We were lucky because we got the chance to see each other pretty often.
10 times.
For a long distance relationship, like we saw each other a lot.
We're really, just because like, my job, I work remote, and I also have the connections with like flights and stuff because of family members and whatnot. So I'm able to travel here even while she's like having it work. The very first thing that we did when we started this journey was type in like immigration and visa stuff, and like we found this organization.
I mean, it was the first thing that popped up. Basically, when you type in Google immigration, and the first thing that pops up is Boundless.
They put a lot of money into their SEO or whatnot with their Google searches and stuff. But yeah, we went with them, and unfortunately it delayed our process by at least 2 months, and a lot of people have had similar experiences. I'm not gonna, like, I don't think we should, obviously we're not gonna sit here and bash the corporation. They do good, relatively good, but there's a lot of things they need to change because it holds people back a lot. Like, for instance, every time they ask you for another piece of information, it took like 7 days or something, or longer?
Sometimes even longer. And then you had to, like, it was a system where they send you a message basically, and then you had to respond to this message, and then it took them like a week or two to get back to that message and then message you back, and like it was a whole...
Yeah, and then there was misunderstandings where on their part they had a fault, but still like the messaging in between, it wasn't like an instant message or instant fix for a lot of the things. It would take like weeks at a time just to get something so small fixed. And then they were going by, they were asking for documents and information that wasn't necessary. It wasn't, it wasn't even on the USCIS official like website. And many people already said you don't need these things, and they were asking for it, and
which would have been a lot of work for us to do, work on it. And we said like multiple times, no, we don't want that, we don't need that, and they still confirmed every single time with us, like got back to us multiple times. So that delayed the whole process tremendously, I would say.
And then talking to customer service was so frustrating. When you would talk to the people on the chat, it would legitimately be an AI bot. And then you talk to them over the phone and they still sound like AI bot. They have a very specific script that they follow no matter what the topic is you're trying to talk to them about.
But I will say they found some mistakes that we did in our application, so that hopefully, we don't have the approval yet, but hopefully prevented a RFE, which is a request for evidence. They hopefully prevented an RFE for us. So that hopefully saved us time, because if USCIS finds a mistake that you made with your application, they send you an RFE, and that can also delay the process or the approval for multiple weeks. Once you submit your application and it reaches USCIS, you get your NOAA 1, which is Notice of Action 1. We got our NOAA 1 in January the 31st, and now we're waiting for our NOAA 2, which is hopefully an approval, Notice of Action 2. After you get your approval, your application gets sent to NVC, which is the National Visa Center, and they send it to the embassy where the beneficiary, in my case, or in our case, me, is from. So that would be Germany for us. And once they receive the application, you can book your medical, where the beneficiary has to undergo a medical examination, and they also check for vaccinations and basically check everything. So once that's done, the beneficiary can book an interview appointment at the embassy, and they just ask general questions about the relationship and see if it's legit.
Yeah, if it's legit, they want to test and see if it's a legit relationship. They ask you a bunch of questions, just like a lot of general stuff, like what's your spouse's middle name, last name, where they grew up,
where did you meet, when did you meet, when was the last time you met. If everything goes well at the embassy interview, they approve you, and then it's only a matter of time until you receive your visa in hand.
And then she'll be on her way to Florida. And that's pretty much the process for everyone going through the K-1 visa application, but it's relatively the same for every visa. And there is a website, it's called Track My Visa, where you can see based on when you received your Notice of Action 1, like what your projected time frame is to receiving your NOAA 2 and all the other steps that we named. We can put that down in the description if you are in the visa process and you didn't know about it, or if you, for whatever reason, I don't know, have any interest in the current state of getting visas. I don't know.
You probably need a WAC number, a visa number.
Yeah.
It's also a paid subscription, so you have to pay like a certain fee per month to check the estimates. But it's very helpful if you really want to know, like if you want to plan better. Yeah,
if you want to be able to plan better, it's very accurate. There are a lot of different Facebook groups of other people who are applying for visas who use that information to kind of plan their lives out.
Facebook or Discord. If you have more questions about the whole visa process, the K-1 visa, just let us know.
We'll be more than happy to answer with whatever knowledge we do have, or if you have any questions about our journey specifically, or things you want to see from us as we move forward through this whole immigration process and like moving and everything like that. Definitely let us know. We need some good video ideas, and we want to bring to the people what the people want to see. So yeah, thank y'all for watching.